you the essence of some things I was reading this morning about whether it be Tao or energy or God or whatever it is, the innate intelligence. So in Carl Jung's book, Synchronicity, he talks about how Lao Tse, who it was a famous Chinese philosopher, had some really pretty amazing thoughts and sayings, and I've read his work before. And one of them was that when we think about a place, so for instance, when you build a house, it's not necessarily the structure that's the important part, although you want it to stand up. But it's the inside where there really isn't anything that serves you, that is the place that people go. When we look at the outside, so it's that space between the earth and the sky where we reside, and other things live there too. And it's that space that is sacred. It's that sacred space that allows for growth. It's that sacred space that allows for activity and interaction, not just for us, but between us and other species and other entities like grass and trees and flowers and animals. We oftentimes don't see that. Things like measure the electrical charge of a flower before and after a bee rests on it and takes the pollen. And the flower's electrical charge changes. And that's one way for us to measure that interaction. It's one way for us to measure the energy transfer among or between an interpersonal, interspecies communication. When we do a chiropractic adjustment, it's not the act of the adjustment that is the solution. It's usually what happens afterwards in the animal, as that animal communicates among its cells. The whole conversation in this reading touched on the idea that even our very cells are a reproduction of the universe. The way that they interact and the way that they move is similar to the planets. And many people have touched on that idea, that the solar system is a recreation of the inner workings of the cell and the inner workings of chemicals, atoms. An atom is like a picture of, it's got the electrons moving around it and the protons and the neutrons. Just like the solar system has planets moving around its nucleus, which is a star. When we can help that conversation continue in the best way possible, that's one of the things that animal chiropractic does for not just the animals that we're adjusting, but for the entire environment and community in which that animal lives. It's the space between us where the communication happens. A little philosophy, a little heady today, but I wanted to share that because I thought, that's really amazing to think about the idea that, so when you make a vase, it's not the walls of the vase that are functional. It's the space inside the vase that does the function, that you put the water and the flowers in. That was another illustration of how it's that emptiness, the nothingness inside that lets it happen, lets everything work. you're a veterinarian or a chiropractor and you have not added animal chiropractic to your practice yet, find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com. Join us for Intro to Animal Chiropractic, where we can help you begin to envision what that animal chiropractic practice will look like. So you can start to create and mold and shape the idea of having an animal chiropractic practice. Find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com.